My name is Christen. I have a small office in Baden, Switzerland, where I create my projects with a small team of architects. And the exhibition is about the discovering history of the buildings, where I'm sure as buildings and the context says something to the listener, and we have to listen carefully and take the essences out of the history and what the context says, and also like recognize identities. It's a part of listening. Take the essences out and use it for my own work. And therefore, the next step is for me, and a very important essence is poetic in the architectural house or in the architectural room. It's how materials match together with the form and the view, the lighting, and all around it. It's also about symbolic, and that's a very important part, and I'm researching all the time about this topic. There's also a sense of security. It's important to me, as a building is built from inside to outside, but also from outside to inside, how it stands in the landscape, and how does people feel inside a house. What's the feeling? It's the sense of security, I always say, and that's a very important part in my work as well. And the last one is about craftsmanship, constructive honesty, tectonical thing. It's my buildings are reduced to very less materials. Sometimes I say to my clients only 5 materials are allowed. So we really like to build houses with kind of minimalism, kind of reduction, and yes, how more direct it is, I think it's more the feeling of the architecture is more is better. So it's like the feeling and the materials comes together and makes it much better than if there are too many things happen at the same time.
So hello, my name is Evgenia Spiridonos.
And I'm Vanessa Costalonga.
We are part of the BioMat group in the University of Stuttgart in the ITK Institute. We are working with bio-based material. The name of our group is Bio-Based Material Cycles in Architecture, and we are focusing on different types of biocomposites mostly, and how they are applied in architectural and structural systems.
This group was created in 2016 by Professor Dahi, and is now also in 2022 in Aalborg, Copenhagen. We joined at different times, and we are both also researching and doing our PhDs.
Yeah, so here in this room we're exhibiting our overall group first, and then 3 main research projects that we are working on together with also our colleagues. I'm working in 2 of them. One is called LightPro and has to do with natural fiber pultruded profiles. They're exhibited in one of the walls of the room. And the aim of this project is to show the use of the application of flux fibers in a technique called pultrusion, which in this technique we are developing linear elements, and we're trying to showcase how can they be applied in different structural systems in different scales. One of our projects, the LightPro Cell Pavilion, has already been published in ArchDaily last year, and it was the first large-scale application of this material. And we are now trying to see how it can be used in different kind of structural systems.
Yeah, another project that we are showcasing here at Mora is also called 3D Naturdruk. And as explained by my colleague, we work with materials first. So all of our projects work in a sort of bottom-up approach, where we look at a new material and then we test it for its material properties, and then we try to see how we can fit that into the architecture scenario. So for instance, with the 3D printing project, we started by fabricating together with our industry partners and research partners a wood fiber filament. Then we tested it and we saw that they were very good for compression, so we decided to apply them in compressive structures. And this is one of the demonstrators that we are showing here at Mora. And we are first started with a smaller scale, looking at facades and wall panels. And now it's the first time that we've applied this material in a structural scale. And we are going even further now, and we're going to bring it to even a larger scale with a demonstrator for the end of the year.
Yeah, the third project that we are showcasing here is called Smart Circular Bridge. It's a big European project with partners from different countries, from Netherlands, Belgium, France, and Germany. We are building 3 biocomposite bridges for pedestrians and cyclists. The first bridge was already finalized a year ago in Almere, Netherlands, and now we are in the process of finalizing the second bridge, which is going to be in Ulm, Germany. The main thing of this project is that we are having a biocomposite bridge with an integrated smart circular health monitoring system, and we are aiming to see how we can have such a structure being in prominent locations in cities and in the actual world.
So overall, the aim of our group and our motivation is to look at biomaterials that are mainly and usually thought as too weak materials to be put into architecture, and using technology and simulation to enable them to be in more everyday scenarios in architecture.
I'm Serge. I'm from Circular Factory. We are here in Palazzo Mora in Venice, and we are presenting our project Beyabu. That's our pilot project that's designed by Zaha Hadid. And we are doing the construction in Honduras. So we are presenting a part of a prototype of our project in the Palazzo Mora. Our company is doing advanced carpentry and digital timber fabrication. We use robotic fabrication and other machinery, digital machinery, as well as normal machines that we could use in timber processing, and setting up a microfactory in Honduras to create these pieces that are more with curved geometries and advanced geometries. Part of our work is we are trying to replace super high-end machineries that's usually used in timber manufacturing, like high-end CNC machines. I'm trying to replace those with robotic arms and that are more flexible tools and a bit cheaper tools that allows us to bring this sort of technology or to build these kind of projects in countries like Honduras, and at the same time trying to create software platforms, interfaces, and also to teach to these people to try to kind of give this setup to a local community to continue using this sort of advanced carpentry technology in their country.